Welcome back. You're watching the Sisaundra Show. Y'all, believe it or not, it's 5 o'clock somewhere. So you know it's a must that we stay posted on everything entertainment. Latest music, celebrity news, fashion, food, and more. So cheers, it's 5 o'clock somewhere! Yeah, so earlier we covered a lot of topics in Blues News. Y'all know every week we have the one and only Koiya here to help me dive a little deeper into these topics. So let's jump into it. Welcome, Koiya.
Thank you for always having me.
It is always a pleasure to have you. So the latest news is Chicago and Abraham Bolden, who was the first Black Secret Service agent on a presidential detail, he was pardoned by President Biden nearly 60 years after conviction.
This is very interesting because at a time in which this person worked for the president at the time, it was very much a time where, you know, Black people didn't have those type of positions.
Right.
So in a moment where he chose to speak up to the president and say, hey, the security around here is kind of lax amongst a bunch of other things, he then automatically, randomly gets convicted of trying to sell things to counterfeit people.
Mm-hmm.
I have a big question mark there.
Of course, of course.
And for the people who have a lot of criticism for our President Biden, this is one of the things that he got right, in my opinion.
Yes, he did. Yes, he most definitely did, along with the Supreme Court Justice, right? He's done a couple of good things. So hats off to President Biden for that. And justice has finally been served to our first Black Secret Service agent.
Yes.
All right, on May 2nd, it is officially Megan Thee Stallion Day in Houston. So does that mean everybody's gonna be on their knees?
I mean, I think so. Chris, don't start. Do not start. I love Megan. Megan and I actually share the same birthday.
Oh, that's awesome.
I had the pleasure of interviewing her in 2019, and you talk about somebody with great energy. Her energy is just great. Wow. So I'm happy to see that she got a day in Houston because she reps Houston like no
yes, she
other.
Does.
The only other person that I know that reps Houston as hard as her is probably Beyonce.
Oh my goodness, yes.
So, yes, and we all know what she's faced with getting shot in her leg by allegedly Tory Lanez.
Correct.
So I'm just happy to see this full circle moment happen for her.
To see this and good stuff like getting her bachelor's degree from college. She's done a lot of cool stuff. Yeah. So congratulations to you, Megan. Listen, next topic is hip-hop legend and actress Queen Latifah has broken ground on a $14 million affordable housing complex in her hometown of Newark, New Jersey. How cool is that?
This is really cool. So there's a total of 76 units, right? And then 20 of those units are going to be a 3-family home townhouse.
Wow.
And then 16 of them are going to be affordable housing. So I think this is really cool, right? Like, this is the moment I think, like most Black people, once you make it to a certain level, you want to give back and do something like this. So kudos to her for that.
Yes, yes. Hats off to you, Queen. So check this out. Lil Baby has had 100 songs enter the Hot 100, making him the youngest artist to ever do so at age 27, y'all.
This is wild. People never even see this within their career.
No.
And he did this by the age of 27. Listen, I think it's the time right now for the South when it comes to music.
Come on now, yes.
Southern music, you know, artists are just taking over right now. And this is what I love being a person from the South. I grew up on Southern music and he's from Atlanta. So it's like, okay, thank you for repping for the South. And also, thank you for being that young person that's working, cranking that music out.
Yes, that's everything, right? All right. So Will Smith's stand-up comedy series has been canceled.
This is interesting because they are saying that this happened before the Oscar slap. And it's very ironic. You love doing that.
He does.
It's just so ironic to me that it's like, oh no, this show didn't get greenlit before the Oscar slap due to viewership, and now all of a sudden after the Oscar slap, we're hearing about it.
We're hearing about it,
It's just really weird, and I know a lot of corporations and I know a lot of major networks are in a situation where they do not want to be attached to something like this right now. So I think that's a lot of reason why people are pulling back. But if I'm going to have to say, I think this is definitely a result of the slap.
I agree with you. I agree. And even if they were thinking about it and maybe it wouldn't have happened, I think that kind of pushed it over the edge.
For sure.
Woo! Oh my goodness, this is crazy. Comedian Dave Chappelle was tackled on stage during an LA festival show. What in the world is going on with people?
I don't know. I love Dave. We actually hung out probably about a year ago. I had the pleasure of being one of his guests while he was shooting one of his series. But this is just interesting because the guy actually had a fake gun when he rushed him. So you could have potentially lost your life for having this fake gun. 2, you decided to bum rush Dave Chappelle. What did you think was going to happen?
He was going to get bum rushed.
And if you know anything about Dave, he travels with a huge entourage of people. So it's like, that's why everyone came out so quickly to jump onto him. Like, what you thought was going to happen?
That's kind of what the Oscars should have been like.
The Oscars weren't black enough in that moment.
You know what I'm saying? Oh my goodness. Listen, Koiya, it is just nonstop drama happening, and it is always a pleasure for you to bring some light to what's happening. Y'all, Koiya, again, here with us today. We are going to say goodbye for now. Thank you all for tuning in to the Sisaundra Show. Don't forget, band. Hey! Come on, you know what you gotta do. You gotta scan that QR code on the bottom of your screen. Koiya, we got exclusive content for them, don't we? Yes!